We got the win over Tennessee last night. So how do I feel about Mark Pope now? I'm getting ready to give you my thoughts on it. I'm Chris Adams, and before we get started on my video, guys, can you please hit the like button, follow me on TikTok, and subscribe to me over on YouTube. Before we get started, I want to mention that before conference play began, I handed out a play on DraftKings, Kentucky's over 10.5 conference wins. It was at plus money. You can go back in my videos. I clearly told everybody it was a lock, a guarantee that we were going to win 11 conference games. We're currently 8-3 in conference, and if we go 3-4 the rest of the way, that bet cashes for you. So if you listen to me and you follow my channel, you made a lot of money last night. You're welcome and congratulations. Okay, let's talk about the game last night really quickly. Let me pull up some box scores. All right. So you all come to me, my channel. I've had many people tell me, because you tell it like it is. I never get too high or too low. I'm not going to play favorites. I don't. I tell it exactly like it is. And that's basically the opposite of what most of our fan base is, okay? I've had debate Pope haters, Pope lovers, Calipari haters, Pitino haters. I've had to debate a few people from Arkansas. I've had to debate Tennessee, Louisville. I've had to debate people over Reed Sheppard before. You know why? Does anybody know why that is? It's because people are set on their opinion, and whatever they like, they can't stand it if you don't like it also. People is either all in or they're all out. And that's just never been me. That's never been me. I tell it like it is all the time. Anybody who follows me on Facebook, I said Reed Sheppard is going to have a shot at Sixth Man of the Year. I love Reed Sheppard. Absolutely love Reed Sheppard. That's from my region. I've been inside the Sheppard home and ate dinner with them before. And that's fact. That was before Reed was born. I love Reed Sheppard. I want to make it 110% clear. I love Reed Sheppard. If he's struggling, I say he's struggling. And he had been terrible up until yesterday. I knew he would bust out. I knew he would bust out of that slump. I bet on Reed Sheppard to score 8. I put $100 on him to score 8 points yesterday. And I missed the first quarter, and before I knew that, he cashed it really, really early against OKC, the best team in the world. I mean, that's what Reed Sheppard can give you. But before that, he was 10 for his last 50 from 3. So I'm sorry to get sidetracked on Reed Sheppard, but a lot of people, because they love Reed Sheppard, they won't say anything negative, and because they love Mark Pope, they won't say anything negative. People that hate Calipari, they won't give him credit for anything. That's not me. That's never been me. If anybody wants that to be me, you're following the wrong channel. I love all my followers, but I'm never going to just I'm going to tell it like it is 100% of the time, and I want to thank. There's been so many people that said they appreciate that about me. Thank you, and I want to say to all of my followers, I love you all very, very much. You all are basically family to me, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I enjoy you all so much. Okay, so it's time to tell it like it is, like always. So, coming out of the locker room, I've said this before, and I will say it again, and I've never been more sure. Mark Pope is the absolute worst coach that has ever walked the sidelines for the University of Kentucky for a team coming out of the locker room. We're the worst starting team I've ever seen at any level. I've been watching Kentucky basketball since 1988. I've never seen a team come out of the locker room so bad. There's something missing. Pope is missing something before the game. The only game they've come out ready to play is the Arkansas game. Every other game, all season long, it seems like, we cannot get started. He's the worst. We're the worst coming out of the locker room team, and that is coaching. That is 100% coaching. There's something he's missing, and we continuously dig these holes. We come out flat. Flip side, Mark Pope is literally one of the best halftime adjustments coaches that has ever walked the sidelines for the University of Kentucky, and that takes a lot, me saying that. His halftime adjustments, whether it be adjustment to the playbook or getting them motivated coming out of the locker room, he has did outstanding. Outstanding. We have now 5 wins where we trailed by double digits in the game, and that has to rank toward the top of the country. I'm usually on point with that. Somebody look it up. I will later. We have 5 wins this season where we trailed by double digits, and that has to be one of the best in the country. Has to be, because it's unheard of. Because these good teams don't get down like that, and you know what I'm saying. So it has to be. So Mark Pope gets a F- from me coming out of the locker room. It's atrocious. Absolutely atrocious coming out of the locker room. And I'm tired of watching it, to be honest with you. We come out of the locker room and they show so much heart in the second half and get it going. It's 2 completely different basketball teams, to the point where I've seen that before. I watched the Comeback Cats in '98, and it's never been this severe. We're so bad in first halves and so good in second halves. And it's not good for certain people's blood pressure and stress. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But overall, the positives on Mark Pope so far. His back was against the wall. I'm gonna give you the positives. Mark Pope, we were at 9-6. And I'm telling you, he's getting close to losing his job. Mitch Barnhart was probably stressing out because we just bought out Stoops. But 9-6, I know there's had to been meetings behind closed doors. Like, you have to start winning. You have to. We were 9-6, backs against the wall. Started 0-2 in conference play. Really, really bad loss at home against Missouri. And then they just started playing hard, a flip gut switch. The difference has been defensively. We're a much better defensive team, and we're shooting the 3 better. One other big difference, and he's not getting enough credit, and I'm tired of it. OA has been outstanding. OA has been absolutely phenomenal in the last 3 or 4 games. If y'all remember, he had a nightmare game in Knoxville. Aberdeen's the reason we won the game in Knoxville. We shot lights out. So Aberdeen come up really big in Knoxville. OA, the last 3 games, 26 of 40 from the field. That is first team All-America numbers. That's not just SEC Player of the Year. That's College Basketball Player of the Year numbers. I'm not sitting here saying OA is going to win College Basketball Player of the Year, but I'm just telling you, 26 of 40 from the field is getting it done. I mean, that is getting it done. And the biggest reason, he's forgot about the 3-point shot. What OA needs to do, forget about the 3-point line, pretend it does not exist. He's not a 3-point shooter. When OA slashes to the basket, and I'm sure Mark Pope's told him this. I'm giving Pope credit. Somebody on that coaching staff's told him, look, man, you might be the best player in the country if you just go to the basket. He's going to get fouled or he's going to score. I mean, and sometimes both. I mean, forget about that 3-point shot. He shot 1-3 last night. OA going to the basket. If I'm coaching against OA and he's shooting the 3, he's doing my team a favor. He's doing my team a favor because when he slashes and goes to the basket, he's going to the line, he's getting them in foul trouble. OA's the biggest difference, guys. He is. He's playing like the SEC Player of the Year. He truly is. All right. So, you can say it's about Pope. You can look at it from 2 angles, 2 different angles. You can say Mark Pope, and I feel a little bit of both. You can look at it and say Mark Pope's did a great job. Started 9-6. We've won, what have we won now? 8 of 9. We won 8 out of our last 9 SEC. And the first part of that was cupcake. The first part of that, I was like, and other people too, you looking at it, you're like, we're beating the bottom half of the SEC. Now they got some good wins, guys. For all the Pope haters out there, we beat Tennessee twice. That's a good Tennessee team that had been on fire. Tennessee just beat Alabama. They beat Texas A&M. Tennessee had been playing really, really well. We beat them twice, 2 battles. So we've had 2 battles with them, and we've found a way to win both. I give Pope all the credit in the world for that. So we've won 8 of 9. So in my opinion, I've been asked this. I shouldn't get asked this anymore. Has Mark Pope did enough to save his job? Absolutely. He's earned a third year, guys. He's not going anywhere, and I don't want him to go anywhere. I don't. To me, that shows a lot of heart and effort in the way they're playing. A month ago, I was sick and tired of watching this team play, and I wanted everybody to associate with it out of my face. Seriously. I was so frustrated with Kentucky basketball, and just all I could think about was Will Stein, please let football season start. Now, and not just because we won 8 and 9, the hustle is back. They're playing with some heart. They're playing like we deserve as a fan base. So, 8 of 9. So, at one angle, I'm going to say Mark Pope, you've done a pretty good job in the turnaround, okay? Truly have, and earned another year. Here's another angle you can look at it. Here's another angle that you can look at this. And it's a generational thing to me. I turn 45 next month on St. Patrick's Day. I turned 45 years old. I started watching in the Pitino era. That's what I was raised up in, the Rick Pitino era. I've saw 8 Final Fours, 3 national championships. I've seen them win 16 SEC tournament championships, guys. So that's what Kentucky basketball is to me. I'm going to put it like this. My grandfather loved Kentucky basketball more than anything in the world. More than anything in the world, he loved Kentucky basketball. And if I woke him up from his grave right now and I said, Pat, we're 17-7, we're 8-3 in the SEC. Right now we're unranked, but we'll probably get back in the top 25 when the polls come out. We've been beat by 35 by Gonzaga, by 25 at Vanderbilt. Michigan State beat us by 17, and we have a coach that's lost 10 games by 11 games by double digits. Or is it 12? 12. We've now lost 12 games by double digits in the Mark Pope era, and we've lost 6 games at Rupp Arena, Pap. You know what my papa would say? Where the hell did we send that guy? Because I know we got rid of him. My papa would thank people. He would say, what the hell is wrong with these people? We're celebrating 17-7, 8-3, 6 losses at Rupp the last 2 years, getting blown out by 35, 25. We've been beat by 20 points plus like 5 times. I've got the official stats somewhere. I don't want to go back to my notes. We've had the absolute hell beat out of us since Mark Pope. So you can look at it from that angle. So on one hand, both are true in my opinion. Both are true. Mark Pope's did an outstanding job with these injuries, getting this team to start buying into playing defense. Our 3-point shots improved. We've won 8 of 9. Here's the other angle. He was given the most money in the history of college basketball, the most expensive roster, and all that stuff. We're 17-7, and we've spent the majority of the season ranked outside the top 25. Let me tell you how bad it is with this new generation. There was a guy that told me, there was a younger kid that told me, well, we're ranked 30th. There was a guy, I'm going to do another video about this, that said, we're ranked 30th. Let me explain something to you, young man. Somebody made that site that said we're ranked 30th that played in the participation trophy era. There's no ranked 30th. It does not exist. You're either in the top 25 or you're not, and it's no more complicated than that, okay? So you can look at it from 2 angles. I'm going to wrap up the video. You can look at it from 2 angles if you're grading Pope right now. I'm really, really proud about the turnaround. He's won 8 of 9, and now we've won some tough games at Arkansas, at Tennessee, beat Tennessee again. Really, really good. Those are 3 really good wins, guys. They really are. Good wins. Tennessee twice, at Arkansas. 8 and 9, we're playing much better defense. I think always playing like the SEC Player of the Year. You can look at that from another angle. We're 17-7. We're probably going to We're headed towards another double-digit loss season. And how far will this team go? I can't even get Mark Pope people to predict it because they're afraid of being wrong. And it's the truth. There's so many people, and I'm not talking about my followers. I love you all. I love everybody. But there's so many people that they're scared to death of being wrong. They won't even predict. If you say, well, how far do you think we're going? If it's a Mark Pope lover that's obsessed with him, they won't even predict. Most of them won't even predict because they're scared to death to be wrong, and they don't have the faith in him themselves. They don't know what we have in Pope themselves. They're just holding on to, I'm just going to pull for him. You know what I mean? Which that's fine, too. That's fine. But, so like I said, two angles. I don't mean to keep repeating myself. Yeah, he did a hell of a job on the comeback, 8-9. You can also look at it from the outside looking in. If you've been in a coma, say you've been in a coma and you just woke up yesterday and you've not seen a minute of basketball this season. You woke up and you said, Kentucky basketball 17-7 and we're not ranked in the top 25. We've been beat by 35, 25, 17. Damn, when's he getting fired? You'd also say that. I'm neutral. I'm not celebrating. It's not the greatest thing in the world that we've won 8 of 9. You're expected to do that at Kentucky. You're expected to do that at Kentucky. I also don't feel the man should be fired and crucified. Mark Pope has earned another year. And I'll leave it at that. So that's the best analysis I can give you right now, guys. I'll never get too high or too low unless, I promise you, if we had Arizona's record or Michigan's record or anything like that, I would be praising Mark Pope right now. It would be the greatest thing in the world, but I tell it like it is. Also, if this team was trash and went on the same course it was a month ago, I would be killing them right now. But there's a neutral there, so you can look at it from two different angles. How you feel about Mark Pope is basically your opinion. That's the best example I can give y'all. I'm going to do some more videos. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody have a great day. God bless. Go Cats.